Hello, dear Aquarians. You are on the Astrology of the Path channel, and today we will talk about your solar return, the astrological year that begins with your birthday and shows which energies will accompany you during 2026 and 2027. This year, for many Aquarians, may become a time of important inner changes, reevaluation of values, and new life decisions. Sometimes, life will push you toward changes through unexpected events, but it is precisely through such moments that new roads and opportunities often open. In this forecast, we will look at which planets will especially influence your life, which areas will become the most active relationships, money, work, or personal changes, and which periods of the year may become particularly significant. And be sure to watch this video to the end. At the end of this solar return, I will give a small piece of advice that will help you go through this period more harmoniously and attract luck to your side. If the topic of astrology and life wisdom is close to you, support the channel. Subscribe, like, and write in the comments which city or country you are from. I am always very curious to see where the viewers of the Astrology of the Path channel live. And now let's see what energies the 2026-2027 solar return has prepared for Aquarians. This year will become a time of internal restructuring and changing priorities. 3 areas will be especially important in life: money, personal values, and relationships. Many events will force you to rethink the past and make decisions that correspond to your current desires. In the financial sphere, concrete changes are possible. Someone may decide to change jobs or move to another source of income. Opening your own business or participating in a new profitable project is possible. Those who have long planned to buy an apartment, house, or car will be able to realize these plans. At the same time, it is important to carefully consider major expenses and investments so as not to lose more than you gain. In personal life, unexpected turns are possible. Old relationships that do not allow growth may end in divorce or separation. At the same time, new acquaintances and romantic connections may appear that inspire and support growth. Sometimes close people will test your honesty and willingness to compromise, especially in family or partnership relationships. Throughout the year, situations may repeat old scenarios but with a different outcome. For example, conflicts at work that previously caused stress and disappointment can now be resolved more confidently and rationally. The same mistakes you made with money or investments in the past may return as lessons to help you act differently. Now let's look at the key transits that will affect Aquarians during 2026 and 2027 and what they may bring. Let's start with Saturn. Let's see what Saturn in Aries will bring, entering the 3rd house of the horoscope in March 2026 and staying there until April 2027. Saturn is responsible for responsibility, discipline, and life lessons. The 3rd house is associated with communication, documents, short trips, studies, and contacts with neighbors or relatives. During this period, serious decisions and tense situations may arise in these areas. Conflicts or important conversations with colleagues, neighbors, or relatives are possible. Someone may face the need to sign important documents, formalize contracts, or resolve study-related issues. This transit will help you become more organized and attentive to details. Now let's look at Jupiter. Jupiter in Cancer will enter the 6th house of the horoscope in May 2026 and remain there until June 2027. Jupiter is responsible for growth, opportunities, luck, and expanding life experience. The 6th house is related to work, daily routines, health, and schedule. During this time, new projects at work may appear, as well as opportunities for promotion or improved working conditions. You can change your daily routine, establish habits that strengthen health, and engage in sports. For some Aquarians, there will be a chance to receive additional income or expand professional skills. Growth will come through helpful actions, helping others, and taking care of yourself. Next, let's look at Uranus. Uranus in Gemini will be in the 5th house from January to December 2026. Uranus brings unexpected events, sharp turns, and non-standard solutions. The 5th house is responsible for love, romantic relationships, creativity, and hobbies. This year, unexpected acquaintances and unusual romantic stories are possible. Creative ideas may come suddenly, inspiring new projects. Some Aquarians may get involved in a new hobby, start a creative project, or even fall in love unexpectedly. This transit makes life brighter and more interesting, but requires flexibility and openness to changes. The next transit is Neptune. Let's see what Neptune will bring, which from February 2026 to March 2027 will be on the border of Pisces and Aries, affecting the 2nd and 3rd houses of the horoscope. Neptune is responsible for intuition, dreams, and inspiration, but can create illusions. The 2nd house is related to money, values, and material resources, while the 3rd is related to communication, documents, and information. During this period, a reevaluation of finances, sources of income, and personal values is possible. Intuition will help understand which offers are profitable and which are better to avoid. Some Aquarians will be able to find new ways to earn money or profitable investments, but it is important to be attentive to details and not succumb to illusions. And finally, let's look at Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius entered the 1st house of the horoscope in January 2026 and will remain there until December 2026. Pluto is responsible for transformation, power, inner changes, and fateful events. The 1st house is associated with personality, lifestyle, appearance, and behavior. This year, deep internal changes, revision of life, strategy, and character are possible. Aquarians may change their image, habits, view of themselves, and life. Some may decide to radically change their lifestyle, engage in self-development, or personal projects. Events this year will strongly influence destiny and help understand where to move next. Now, let's focus on the most significant and tense moments of the 2026-2027 solar return for Aquarians. If you pay attention to the forecast, you can avoid unnecessary conflicts, financial mistakes, and go through this period as harmoniously as possible, directing the energy of events toward your goals. From March to April 2026, Saturn will be in a square with Jupiter. This is a time when the need for discipline clashes with the desire to expand horizons and try new things. At work, difficult choices may arise. Redistribution of responsibilities, new projects, or financial decisions that require careful analysis. During this period, it is important to plan steps in advance, maintain concentration, and not make impulsive decisions or take risks without preparation. You can use this time to organize affairs and strengthen discipline, postponing ideas for a calmer moment. From January to December 2026, Pluto will be in a square with Uranus. This aspect brings sharp and unexpected changes, breaking old patterns and requiring adaptation. In personal life, sudden breakups of old relationships or unexpected new acquaintances that change the usual order are possible. At work, new responsibilities or unexpected changes in management may appear. During this period, it is worth remaining flexible, not resisting changes, and not making decisions under emotional pressure. It is better to observe what is happening, choose the most rational steps, and be ready for surprises. From February to March 2026, Mars will be in a square with Neptune. The boundaries between reality and dreams blur, making it easy to make mistakes in finances or misunderstandings in communication. During this period, it is important to check all details, maintain clarity of thought, and not trust dubious offers or act on emotions. This time is suitable for carefully planning expenses and projects, avoiding spontaneous investments and major risks. From May to July 2026, the Sun will be in a square with Pluto. During this period, tension may appear in personal goals and life strategy. Often, there is a desire to control situations or people, which creates resistance. It is important to focus on your own actions, let go of the situation, and not impose your opinion on others or force events. You can direct energy towards self-development, working on yourself, and strengthening inner power. From June to July 2026, Venus will be in a square with Uranus. Sudden changes in personal life and finances, unexpected expenses, or unexpected changes in relationships are possible. During this period, it is important to remain calm, not make hasty decisions, and not panic. You can use this time to review spending habits and calmly discuss any changes with your partner. From August to September 2026, Mercury will be in a square with Saturn. During this time, difficulties in communication and document flow are possible. Delays and misunderstandings with colleagues or partners may create stress. It is important to check details, not rush decisions, and not argue or sign important documents in anger. It is better to prepare everything in advance and avoid abrupt steps. From September to October 2026, the Moon will be in a square with Pluto. Emotions intensify, and tense situations may arise in the family or with close ones. Old grievances and conflicts may resurface. During this period, it is worth controlling emotions, seeking compromises, and not escalating conflicts or insisting on your own. You can use this time for inner work on yourself and harmonizing relationships. From November to December 2026, the Sun will be in a square with Saturn. Obstacles may appear in achieving goals and implementing plans. Delays in work or personal life will require patience and endurance. During this period, it is important to act gradually and not force events or get irritated by minor obstacles. The best solution is consistent work and attention to details. From December 2026 to January 2027, Mars will be in a square with Saturn. Conflicts at work, pressure, and restrictions in actions are possible. During this period, it is worth avoiding abrupt decisions, working according to plan, and not giving in to stress or taking risky actions. Use this period to strengthen discipline and patience, not for spontaneous actions. From February to March 2027, Mercury will be in a square with Neptune. During this period, it is easy to make mistakes in documents, misunderstandings in communication, or financial errors. It is important to check facts, maintain clarity of thought, and not trust dubious information or act blindly. This is a time for careful analysis and cautious decisions. A solar return is a moment when the foundation of your success for a full 12 months is laid. If you are ready to let these changes into your life, subscribe to our channel and write in the comments, "My year, my rules." Let the cosmos see your determination. Now, I want to draw attention to the most significant eclipses of the 2026-2027 solar return for Aquarians. These periods carry powerful astrological energy, and by following them, you can minimize difficulties, make important decisions on time, and use events for personal growth and plan realization. From the 17th of February 2026, the solar eclipse in Aquarius opens a new cycle. This unusual annular eclipse occurs right in your sign, making it especially significant. During this period, Aquarians may feel a strong desire to change the direction of life, start new projects, or revise personal goals. It is an excellent time to write down your dreams and intentions, set goals for the coming months, and plan steps for their implementation. It is important to focus on your own plans, set clear and specific goals, not succumb to external influence, and not postpone important decisions. 2 weeks later, from the 3rd of March 2026, there will be a lunar eclipse in Virgo. It highlights the Virgo-Pisces axis and draws attention to daily life, health, work, and household matters. This period is suitable for completing old tasks, putting financial and work processes in order, and analyzing your habits. You can revise your daily routine, diet, or sleep schedule to improve well-being and efficiency. It is important to check details, not postpone important tasks, and stay calm when interacting with colleagues and loved ones. This is a time when small shortcomings and accumulated issues come to the surface. It is worth reacting wisely, without dramatizing situations. Passing through March, we approach the solar eclipse in Leo on the 12th of August, 2026. It highlights the area of self-expression, creativity, and public image. Aquarians may feel a desire to show their talents, try new forms of creativity, or engage in projects that have long been postponed. This is an excellent period to set ambitious goals, create presentations, portfolios, launch creative initiatives, and practice self-presentation skills. It is important to act boldly, but systematically. New ideas and initiatives are better supported by preparation and calculated steps. A couple of weeks after this, on the 28th of August 2026, the lunar eclipse in Pisces brings deeper and inner themes. It brings hidden emotions, past grievances, unrealized desires, and emotional debts to the surface. Aquarians may feel the need to resolve relationships with loved ones, complete old emotional cycles, or let go of what no longer brings harmony. It is important to stay calm, not make decisions under the influence of emotions, and use this time for meditation, self-reflection, and analysis of your inner state. Almost 6 months later, on the 6th of February, 2027, a solar eclipse occurs again in Aquarius. It marks a new life cycle, renewal of personal plans, ideas, and strategies. During this period, it is especially important to reassess priorities, plan career, projects, and relationships. Long-term initiatives can be started, new habits formed, and goals set for the coming year. Aquarians get a chance to update their approach to life, improve their social and professional position. 2 weeks later, on the 20th of February 2027, the lunar eclipse in Virgo brings us back to practical matters, work, health, and daily organization. This time is suitable for completing old projects, putting affairs and financial habits in order. Aquarians can revise the budget, adjust work processes, analyze successes and failures of the past period. It is important to act systematically, plan tasks, and avoid impulsive decisions. On the 18th of July, 2027, the lunar eclipse in Capricorn highlights career, material goals, and responsibility. During this period, Aquarians may face important professional decisions, assessment of status, and social position. It is worth planning steps in advance, analyzing the consequences of actions, and acting thoughtfully. Any hasty decisions may create unnecessary difficulties, so it is important to maintain patience and confidence. The solar eclipse on the 2nd of August, 2027, in Leo again emphasizes creative activity and self-expression. During this period, Aquarians may think about new projects, hobbies, or ways to showcase their talents. It is an excellent time for presentations, starting creative initiatives, and new acquaintances in professional and creative environments. It is important to act boldly, but carefully evaluate consequences and build steps for long-term success. Finally, on the 17th of August, 2027, the lunar eclipse in Aquarius intensifies the themes of self-identity, freedom, and turning points. This is a period when it is especially important to listen to yourself, analyze your desires and goals, and reassess strategies for achieving success. Aquarians may revise relationships, form new habits, and approaches to self-realization. It is important to use events for personal growth, not succumb to external pressure, and act according to your values. Solar eclipses are a time of new beginnings, setting goals, and active actions. Lunar eclipses are a time to finish the old, emotionally process, and cleanse. If you track these dates and plan steps in advance, you can go through them as harmoniously as possible, avoid mistakes, use the energy of events for your benefit, and lay the foundation for future successes. So, let's summarize the 2026-2027 solar return for Aquarians. This period will be very intense and full of transformations both in external life and within you. The main themes of the year are personal freedom, self-realization, responsibility, creativity, and relationships. From the perspective of tense aspects, the year will bring moments when you will have to balance between the desire to act and the need to be cautious. Difficult decisions at work, financial issues, as well as emotional challenges in relationships are possible. It is important to stay calm, check details, and not give in to impulsive emotions. These moments test your maturity, discipline, and ability to find a balance between personal goals and external circumstances. Solar and lunar eclipses amplify the key themes of the year. Solar eclipses open new cycles, give the opportunity to change life directions, start projects, set goals, and activate inner energy. Lunar eclipses help finish the old, release the unnecessary, work with emotions, and clear space for new opportunities. By following these periods, you can maximize their energy for personal growth, financial and career development, creativity, and relationships. Main advice for the 2026-2027 solar return. Try to plan actions in advance, especially during periods of tense aspects and eclipses. Do not rush decisions, especially if you feel emotional pressure or uncertainty. Use solar eclipses to set goals, create plans, and start new initiatives. During lunar eclipses, pay attention to your inner state, finish old cycles, and release what does not bring harmony. Throughout the year, maintain balance between actions and rest, personal goals, and social obligations. And finally, a tip. If you pay attention to the forecast, use the energy of eclipses and aspects consciously, this year can become a time of deep changes, personal growth, and luck on your side. Listen to yourself, plan steps, and open up opportunities that appear in your life. I am very glad to be useful to you and your Aquarians. Subscribe to the Astrology of the Path channel so you do not miss new forecasts and advice that will help you go through life more consciously and harmoniously.